If you drive or own a car, there's no doubt that the recent increases in gas prices have been hurting. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to save money on these hefty gas prices? Well, you're in luck, because there's something called electric cars. Electric cars are the way of the future. Buying an electric car will not only allow you to save money on rising gas prices, but you will also be helping the environment when you do so. So the first reason you should buy an electric car is because you can save money on an electric car. The price of electricity to go from point A to point B with a certain amount of electricity is vastly cheaper than gas. In California, you can go the same distance, say 100 miles, and it'll cost you half the price to use electricity than to use gasoline. So it's definitely a lot cheaper. In the future, gas is a finite resource. It's only going to go up in price, especially as the U.S. continues to import more and more gas. And as of 2020, I think I know as of 2020, we became an importer rather than an exporter of gas, which only increased the price more. And so in the future, the price of like solar energy and wind energy and stuff like that, that's only going to stay the same. So it'll always be cheaper to use natural energy sources. Another reason why the cost of having an electric car is lower is because of maintenance costs. You don't have to get oil changes. You don't have to get new spark plugs. You don't have to get all these replaceable parts that you would need in a regular car. Another cool feature that electric cars have is that they have something called regenerative brakes. And what they do is basically, whenever your car is slowing down, the electric motor helps to slow the car down, so it saves your brakes, and then over time your brakes have to be replaced less and less. So the second reason you should buy an electric car is for the environment. Every electric car that's fully electric has 0 tailpipe emissions. This will help reduce smog, it'll help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and your personal overall carbon footprint will be less. And if everyone does this and contributes to this, the environment will be a much healthier place. Even if you have a hybrid car and not just a full electric car, that's still less emissions. And every year, the United States every day, the United States imports 7.86 billion barrels of fossil fuels, which 30% of that makes up the transportation industry. That number could be severely cut in half if we had more electric cars on the road. Another, I guess you could say a counter argument to why electric cars don't help the environment is because people argue that the electricity, to get the electricity to power the car, you have to burn fossil fuels and burn coals. But the emissions generated from creating the electricity is less than half of what it is to just use gasoline in a car. So even though there are going to be some emissions when you generate the electricity, it's still not going to be nearly as much. So as we come to a close, remember that overall, electric cars can save you money in various ways and will help the overall effort to save the environment and will reduce your own carbon footprint. If all of this was not enough to sell you an electric car, always remember that you could always watch Netflix in an electric car, and it's self-driving as well.